On this episode, dump the toxic. Hey everybody, this is the Quarter Show, and we're going to be talking about dumping the toxic. So, we're talking about toxic people here. People who are bad in your environment, whether it's internally at the company or it's externally with a prospect or a client or whatever. You've got to get rid of them. You've got to get them out of your space. You can't have them around. It's going to kill your business. And, you know, we have an underlying policy here at Richter where if somebody in the company, either in the company who works here or external to the company, like comes in and is creating a toxic environment,
brings down harmony,
creates a toxic environment, is mucking up the waters, we get them out.
Gone.
We get them out. You know, we got to keep our space very clean. We got to keep our space sane and clean and in the right frame of mind for everybody, so it's safe for people to work, it's safe for people to communicate. And look, I'm not talking about like some kind of patty cake thing like, oh my gosh, you hurt my feelings. I'm just saying that there's toxic people out there that you got to cut loose. You've got to get them out, and they won't help you. And early days Richter, we made a decision to not take on clients as well, not take on clients that were kind of toxic, and if we had any clients that were toxic, we just get rid of them. And it's very important to not do business with toxic people. And they will hurt your sales numbers. You'll find if you look at your area, you find maybe your numbers are going down, or people are getting stressed, or different things like that are going on. There's a very high chance that there's some toxic personality that's creating stress or doing different things in that environment. And you've got to get rid of them. And that means employees and people internally in the company, or it could mean, prospects you're dealing with, or actual clients. And I remember there was a time with Ben actually, and I flew up to Seattle to go visit with Ben, and he was he was working on a lineup. And anyway, so I come in the door, and he usually greets me in a very sort of emphatic way, like, hey, how's it going? But he was slumped in his chair. And I said, so, what have you got in terms of lineup, in terms of cycles? And I don't know, and it was just kind of like, felt like Eeyore, right? And it was kind of like, everything was hopeless. And, I was like, what's happening? What's going on here? And we started listening out the different cycles. And he's like, look, I've got this one guy, and he's just kind of, and basically he was describing this toxic personality. And he's like, it's fine. I'm going to close him. But he's just,
he said he would do it, but now he's acting this way.
But he was like, he was toxic on Ben. He's like, don't worry about it. I'll close him. We'll get it done. And I'm thinking, no, we're not going to close it. So what? You close it, then it goes over to production. Now our other people in the company have to deal with this person. Now this person's like mucking up the lines across the company. It's going to hurt us more than help us. So I went to the whiteboard. We deleted him off the list. We wiped it clean. We said, it's gone. We're getting rid of it. Get rid of this cycle. That week, we went and it completely opened up the floodgates on all the other cycles. And that week he did his highest ever that he had ever done in the history of the company in that 1 week. Yeah. And meanwhile, when I first got there was no lineup. He had no cycles. There was nothing he could do. He couldn't even list out cycles, basically. We went and did a good size, a very good week. I remember the number exactly, which I don't want to go over on the show, but it was a big week. And it was his biggest week yet. And all we had to do was get rid of that one toxic person. And once you got rid of that person, everything came in view. Everything opened up for what we could actually do, how we could solve the problem. And so I would challenge you that if you're struggling, or things aren't going, or things are stuck, or whatever, scan your environment. Like,
you have to pay attention. Yeah. You can't put on blinders. You can't go, well, I like the personality or whatever, or they're upsetting Tom, but that's okay, and or Sue or whatever.
Don't make excuses for it.
You can't do it, and you have to look carefully. And I've been to other workplaces and work environments and things like that, and it's not like everywhere I go I see toxic people, but occasionally you do, and there they are, and it's plain as day. And you can't keep that around. It's not healthy for anyone.
It's not healthy. And it's not conducive for business. It's not conducive for success and trying to attain what you're trying to do. It's not good for anybody. And
I had our creative. Oh, sorry. I had our creative director come, and I closed this one prospect. We got the video done. My creative director comes back to me, who's a Richter co-founder. He comes back to me and he said, "Hey, she wants another video. I don't want to bring her back. She treated our team very poorly the entire time."
Yeah.
And it's like, she's basically like, "Can I write you a check?" And we're like,
yeah, like the deal was there for
Yeah.
the taking.
Yeah, it was like another deal, and I'm like, cool, do it, cut her loose, don't want it. You have to be all on the same page with your team, and you have to be willing to let anything go.
You do.
Because it's not worth what's going to happen.
Now you got to protect your culture. You got to protect your culture and people. And part of that is dealing with toxic people. And there's two ways to handle it. You can literally confront the person potentially and actually make it known to them. And sometimes that alone will correct it, right? Like,
it's not like all people are bad.
It's not like all people are bad, right?
Maybe they don't know it that make us feel certain.
Yeah, maybe they don't know they're being toxic, right? You can actually call them out on it in a forthright way, in a candid way, and handle it, or you can just cut them loose. And whether it's a prospect or a client or an employee, you can just cut them loose, get them out, and it will help enormously open the floodgates to do other things and keep the momentum going. But
it's not like this is a solution for everything. Like, it's not for sure.
Yeah.
But there was an instance with Richter where a person was off the line, and our stats went boom. Right, and this is not the solution for everything.
No, it's not always
There's
a
a lot
solution.
of hard work that goes into getting good stats and stuff.
No, there's a lot that goes into it. But the thing is, one thing to always look for is like just one of the things to check on the checklist. You go, hey, we're struggling here, we're struggling there. What's happening? Different things like that. Oh, Jim doesn't look so good, or Sally seems a little down. What's happening? You start looking at the environment. You're like, do we even need? I mean, like, you just scan it. He goes, like, there's just like some toxic personality somebody's dealing with. It kind of scan, and often you'll find.
Yeah.
You'll find something happening there,
Yeah.
and you address that one thing, you get it out, you clean it up, and then
It's not like fire everybody. It's like sometimes they can be
it's not
handled.
fire
Right? They can be
everybody.
handled.
Often it can be handled, but you do have to address it. You do have to get it cleaned up, and it will help enormously across the board, and in sales for sure. Don't take on, don't deal with toxic prospects, and don't take on prospect clients, because it doesn't help anybody. Okay, so think with that. Hopefully that helps. And if you're struggling, if your numbers are down or kind of limping along, kind of take a look there and just see, like, do you have any toxic personalities that are kind of hidden in the trees there somewhere that you maybe need to dig in, address, handle, and get them gone. Okay.
Yeah.
More coming at you soon. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Okay.